everybody. This is Mark Muhammad from Headiest Maximum, and I'm here with special guest Clay Webb from Jack State. Clay Webb, I just want to read these accolades. I want to read them just to make sure I got them right. He is the 2023 All-Conference USA, 2023 CFN First Team All-American, 2023 CFN Offensive Guard of the Year, First Team All-American, and named to the FBS Offensive Guard of the Year by College Football. How did that feel?
Felt pretty exciting.
Felt exciting. Do you think your stop at Georgia had anything to do with that, to propel you to?
I don't really believe so. I believe my coach, Rick Trickett, is the one who got me.
Okay. And explain more about that. Explain.
His style is much more rigid than I had at Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Trickett is really, really, really hands-on with us. Anytime we ever make a misstep or anything, he's on us.
Okay.
So that kind of style of militaristic coaching is kind of what I grew up with.
Okay.
So that's what resonates with me. So from his perspective and my perspective, what he's telling me is I know he knows his stuff. He was coaching at Florida State when they won their national championship.
Okay.
He's coached all these offensive linemen, so he knows what he's doing, and he probably knows the best. So when I follow his instructions, everything just works out.
Okay. So when you say he has a military style of approach, and I understand what you're saying right there. So it sounds to me like you, because in today's society, a lot of young people don't like to be coached hard.
Right.
So, and I connect the military style of coaching back to what we say old school coaching.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And you get more out of it because when you come from that style of coaching, first of all, as a coach, you're showing you care, and 10 times out of 10, you're probably looking at details, and the details of what you're trying to do is really what exalts you higher than just the normal or the average guy.
Right.
One of my favorite coaches, and I know people gonna think I'm crazy, but one of my favorite coaches was Bobby Knight.
Yeah.
Because Bobby Knight got the most out of his players. Now, whether he coached them hard or whatever, everybody got their own stories. They may be true, they may not be true, but I think IU is the last undefeated basketball team ever that was coached by Bobby Knight.
Mm-hmm.
He got results. So share with me the difference between the offensive line coaching at Georgia and what you experience now. You told me about your coach and his military style of coaching, but what else can you elaborate on?
Well, I also believe he's very fair in his coaching. So every like if you're first string, second string, and third string, you're getting coached the exact same.
No.
Like he's not like changing up like, oh, he's a third string guy, I'll just go easy on him, I won't really care about him. Third string guy messes up, he'll get in his face, yell at him, hit him a couple times, whatever. But it's like kind of good to hear that from a coach, that he's not like turning his back on anyone, he's not giving up on anyone.
Right.
He's still instilling the same discipline that he's instilling in me and the other guys on the first string.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I know you done moved forward. I know I'm taking you back, but when you was at Georgia as a freshman, and some of the defensive players, can you share with us some of the defensive players you went against back when you was a freshman?
I went against Jordan Davis a lot.
Jordan Davis?
Because they had me at center, so he was the big guy there. So I went against him a lot. My first year there on the scout team. I did a lot of pass pro with him, and like when I was a scout team player, and
it's fair to say that Georgia had one of the top, if not the top, defensive teams or lines in the nation.
Oh, yes,
So you going against them every day had to sharpen you up and had to tune you up. So when you went to Jack State and the level of competition that you played against at Jack State, was it the same, a step up, a step down, or what have you?
You know, I believe that like no matter how good you are, how talented you may be, it depends on like you're playing, like how hard you play.
Okay.
The guys that are hardest to beat, like in pass pro or run blocking, are guys who give 100% effort every single play. Like some of the guys at Georgia, not naming names, I would go against them, my scout team, they would give up about after 2 or 3 plays because they would get tired. When at Jacksonville State or when I was doing all these camps in high school, I'd go against some of these people in like lower level camps, and they would be working a lot harder than some of these guys that were 5 stars and the big name guys.
Now, do you think sometimes the 4 and 5 stars who come to college kind of, and I know not all of them do it, but
Right.
do you think some of them just rest their hat on that and really don't push themselves and whatever, just think that what they did in high school is going to float the boat through college or whatever? Do you see a lot of that, or have you seen a lot of that?
I've seen some examples of that, but I've also seen where 5 stars and 4 stars are really hard workers as well, so they're
Right.
like deserving of their title.
Right.
Some 5 and 4 stars don't really produce like me. I didn't really do anything in Georgia besides like a few plays. We had this thing called Tombstone where I was the fullback for short yardage plays, and I would knock out whoever the first guy on the end on the line of scrimmage was, and then the running back was supposed to run behind me. But I never got to play down as offensive lineman in Georgia.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
But that kind of like resonated with me. Like, well, I guess I'm really not that good as an offensive lineman. Maybe I should just like go. So maybe if I stuck it out, maybe I would have been playing. I don't know. Whatever happened now, and I'm pretty happy at Jacksonville State. So.
Okay. So your transition from Georgia to Jack State was because
I just kind of got, I guess, disillusioned. I felt like I was second string while I was there, but I really wasn't. So like if the first string left guard would go down, they'd put in someone else. Okay, if someone else went down, they'd put in someone else. It just kind of felt like I was like the last guy in, if that makes sense. Like I wasn't really a part of the team. I wasn't needed.
do you think that was because you was, I'm pretty sure you was needed, but do you think that was more so because you was a freshman?
No, sir, this is my second year there.
Your second year sophomore? Okay. Okay. All right. Well, we done moved on and you done showed that you can play. You showed that you are needed. So let me ask this. Let's kind of switch gears.
Okay.
And I wanna ask you, because a lot of people, a lot of fans already know who you are on the field, that you can play, what position you play, but a lot of people want to know who you are off the field. So my question to you is, who is Clay Webb?
Well, kind of a quiet kind of guy. I don't go out. I don't party. I don't really do much. I like to kind of keep to myself, my family, my friends. I have a very close group of friends that I've kept since high school. I got a few acquaintances that I still talk to, but they aren't as close to me as like my smaller group of friends.
Okay.
I'd say like kind of like my hobbies. I love the outdoors. Like I love hiking and camping.
Okay.
I go into the Talladega National Forest and Mount Cheaha State Park, where I live right beside.
So I got a question. What kind of animals are in there?
Deer, possum, raccoons, snakes, just what you can find most in the southeast is there.
Okay, I can do everything. I'm okay with snakes. Poisonous snakes? Okay, I
Depends where you
probably
go.
can deal. As long as they don't come up in my tent and everything,
Yeah.
I probably can. So no bears, no.
There's some black bear, but there's not many black bears.
Okay, Wolves,
No, there's no wolves in Alabama.
coyotes,
There's some coyotes, but
bobcats.
bobcats.
Okay, yeah, you are outdoors. So you fish?
I fish a little.
Okay. What's your favorite fish to eat?
Oh, well.
To catch and
To
eat.
catch and eat, I like Spanish and king mackerel. I usually fish for that in Florida.
Okay, and you clean them and do all that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So have you ever cooked outside?
I've cooked outside on a campfire many times.
Okay. All right. That's cool. That's cool. So just going back to sports, who encouraged you or who got you into football? Who nurtured you? Who pushed you?
Well, my mom was always nervous about me playing football. She was kind of scared about, just she heard like people getting hurt and stuff like that from playing football. My mom was a little overprotective of me at the time. So I guess one of her, my mom works at the high school in Oxford. So I guess one of the high school coaches convinced her to let me play when I was in 5th and 6th grade for the 4th grade when I was at Pard. So my mom threw me in every sport she could. I was a very obnoxious kid.
Was she trying to keep you away from football?
No, I wouldn't say she's trying to keep me away. Just more like she's like, oh, football could hurt someone because obviously to a mother, people hitting each other is scary to them.
Right. So going to the hurt part of it, true fans know this. People who are new fans may not know this. But the game is won at the line of scrimmage. To me, the game is won in the trenches. That's where the big boys fight at. Mm-hmm. And you fight with skill, the skills you learn or whatever. But it's a fight. Tell me, and you don't got to tell me the name. Tell me the most interesting battle you done had on the line. Whether it was a play, whether it was throughout the game, because sometimes you might get them and they might get you. Or you won all the battles.
No, I can't claim that. Okay. I've had a couple of good fights with certain teams. Let's see. I'd say the team that fought us the hardest this last year was New Mexico State. Mm-hmm. Their line fought us pretty good. Mm-hmm. They schemed us up really good.
Real good.
Really good.
Mm. Yeah, I can imagine. I got a guy I know, Walter Jones, and a friend that I met years ago, and he told me, you know what Walter Jones is?
Yes, sir.
And he told me, I was over his house, and he told me, he said, Mark, just watch the trenches. He said, really watch what happens in the trenches. And from that day forward, because all of us as football fans, we watch the glamour plays, we watch the touchdowns.
Who's got the ball?
Who got the ball, baby?
Right.
We watch the ball. But we don't watch that line who's protecting the quarterback or the defensive line who's trying to get at the quarterback. Right. And when you watch them fight, then I stopped watching the ball. I was like, man, this is interesting up here, because that's where the rough guys at and everything. So after your mom was a little bit timid, watching you or wanting you to play football, watching you play football. But when she learned that you was one of those rough guys, what was the attitude like then?
Well, funnily enough, I played defensive line when I first started.
Still a rough guy.
Yeah. I was nose guard until I got to 7th grade. Mm-hmm. Played my 7th grade year, and then the varsity team took me. I made an offensive lineman my 8th grade year for the varsity.
For the varsity?
For the varsity.
So your school had, middle school up to seniors?
No, I split it. It was 1st through 4th, 5th and 6th in a different school. 7th and 8th in a different school, and then it was high school. So
and they took you from the 8th grade.
So I was an 8th grader. Yeah. So
and they can do that. They did it.
I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't say this, but they would. I did this for the wrestling team too. I was wrestling varsity in the wrestling team when I was in 6th and 7th grade. Mm-hmm. They would come by on the bus and call me out of class, check me out, and I'd come out after get on the bus and then go to the game. They'd have like all my stuff waiting on me.
And that's why I think, just my opinion, that's why you like the coach you have, the offensive line coach. You just mentioned wrestling. I always thought the two hardest sports to participate in high school was cross country and wrestling, because both of them was physical and mental. Like basketball and football, you get breaks in between,
Right.
But the wrestling part, not only do you gotta condition yourself to be in shape, right?
Yes.
Now you gotta be disciplined to be at a certain weight.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a mental thing, and that's a challenge of the will. So, and that's a military mindset right there. Yeah. So, what kind of wrestler were you in school?
I was okay. I was okay.
You was okay. So, do you see some of your wrestling background, do that translate over to the football field?
I'd say directly.
Tell me how.
Well, leverage is one. So like as an
Okay.
offensive lineman, you need leverage and hands.
Okay.
So if I'm driving a guy and I don't have any leverage on him, then I can't move him very well, because I wouldn't know like where to position my body or like where to attack, because wrestling gives me so much more body control than another athlete, that I can kind of take a person and make them do what I want rather than like trying to drive him one way and hope he goes that way.
Right.
Where I can now physically take a person and move him how I need him to move.
Right. I have so much respect for wrestlers, because I think people really don't know those some dangerous guys. I don't think people, they're some dangerous guys. So share with me some of your hobbies.
Okay, I like reading.
You like, okay.
I love science fiction.
Okay, you like science fiction?
Mhm.
Okay.
I also like studying history.
You like history?
Yeah.
Okay. So, what do you think this upcoming season, what it's looking like for you?
Well, I'm just kind of hoping I'm working with my offensive line coach, trying to make the best version of me.
Okay. All right. And yeah, you got a good draft projection so far, and I definitely hope the best for you. And I know you're gonna work towards it. And, you have the mentality to accept the type of coaching you need to take you to that level. Is there anything you would like the fan base or just football fans in general to know about you or to know about Jack State?
Well, I guess Jacksonville State have kind of made my home. I feel loved there.
Okay.
My family.
Okay. Y'all got a few more good players on that team that I've been doing my research and stuff. So somebody's doing some good recruiting over there and stuff. I don't know who it is. But did your parents, did they play any sports or anything growing up?
Well, my dad played basketball in high school, but he didn't do anything in college.
Mm-hmm.
My mom came up through before Title IX was a thing, because she probably would have played female basketball. She was a pretty good athlete herself. But she actually went to Jacksonville State.
Oh, she went.
She went to Jacksonville State.
I see now.
I live 30 minutes from Jacksonville State, where I grew up.
Okay.
So you can kind of see that connection a little there too.
Yeah. So just changing subjects, educational wise, what are you majoring in?
Right now I'm majoring in emergency management.
Okay, emergency management, like 911.
It can be that, but mostly more so like disaster relief.
Okay.
Kind of like when Hurricane Katrina came, and the FEMA.
Right.
Like that would be those kind of people. Like the directors of that would have emergency management planning and response teams, like fire chief.
Right.
Things like that.
Right. And what drew your interest to that?
Well, I was kind of hoping for more of like a firefighter or paramedic kind of job, because as I've kind of grown up, I've realized I do not want to sit behind a desk.
Yeah, that's what
I need to be able to move.
I gotta move. Yeah.
I have to have some kind of very active job. So I was thinking either forestry service, firefighting, paramedic, just something where I can get up, do the job, and then I'll have some time off on my own. I can like do whatever I want, like it would be camping, fishing, hunting, just anything.
And that's after your NFL career.
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay. That's after his NFL career.
Uh-oh.
He gotta have something to do after the NFL career.
Oh, yes.
So, I wish the best for you, and I know you're gonna do good. I heard good things about you. I've been hearing that for the last probably about 3 or 4 months. So I appreciate you sitting here doing the interview. I enjoyed it, and you was very patient. And we need to do this again. And I'm definitely gonna follow you and check out your games and everything, especially since I met you. It was a privilege, and I thank you once again. And ladies and gentlemen, y'all follow my guy Clay Webb for Jack State, one of the premier offensive linemen in the nation. So don't sleep on him. Don't sleep on him. You know you're a wrestler. He'll put you in that headlock now. All right, this has been Hideous Maximum. It's been fun. Thank you, Clay.
Thank you.
And do your thing, man.
Yes, sir.
All right.